A few years ago, we made a video showing you how to replace the fabric on a Dometic A&E manual pull-down awning. Well, since then, we've learned a new technique that makes it quite a bit easier than the old way. So we're here today with Tom and Cait Morton of Morton's on the Move, and we're going to show you this new technique as we put brand new Tough Top Awnings fabric on their fifth wheel. Don't forget that Tough Top Awnings offers a 5% discount to RVgeeks viewers when they use the discount code RVgeeksRock at checkout on their website. Go to toughtopawnings.com for more information. Now we're going to show you exactly how to install that fabric once you get it. When Tom and Caitlin bought their pre-owned fifth wheel, the original awning fabric needed replacing, so the dealer installed this aftermarket material. After only 4 years, it's already full of small holes, curling up at the edges, and generally falling apart. They measured the distance from inside end cap to inside end cap and ordered brand new fabric from Tough Top Awnings. This is a surprisingly manageable job, for which we'll be using the following tools: a straight pick or awl, a felt tip marker, masking tape, vice grip pliers, pop rivet gun and some 3/16 inch diameter aluminum rivets, some caulk, a cordless drill, a flat blade screwdriver, a file, silicone spray, and a tape measure. You might also need a hammer, a Phillips head screwdriver, diagonal pliers, and a utility knife. You'll also need a couple of tall, sturdy ladders, which Tom and Cait rented at the local Home Depot. A couple of good-natured helpers make the job much easier too. John has made a new friend.
That's right, not a new friend.
That's Cait Morton, there's Tom. Start by retracting the awning to test the spring tension. If it retracts on its own, the tension's fine. If it requires a little help to close, we'll explain how to tighten the springs when we get to that point in the process. This awning retracted just fine. Set the awning control to the roll down position and pull the awning out about a foot or so. When the hole in the end cap faces straight out, insert the pick through the opening and through the center rod. It might take a little wiggling to line up the holes. This locks the spring inside the left end of the roller tube. Now you can remove the bolt at the top of the left awning arm and the same bolt at the top of the right awning arm. With one person on each ladder, lift both ends of the roller tube up and out of the arms. Unroll the fabric as you walk together down the ladders, pausing on the way down to flip the arm latches closed so they'll stay in place on the side of the RV. Keep unrolling the tube until it's all the way down. Protect the finish on the side of the RV as needed with a soft cloth. The spring on the left is pinned, but the one on the right needs to be unwound. Protect the finish on the bracket with a cloth and clamp a vice grips securely onto the bracket. Hold the vice grips firmly and flip the latch to the roll-up position. Release the spring tension by rotating the bracket toward the RV, making sure to keep a firm grip on the pliers and carefully counting the number of rotations as you go. You'll need to know exactly how many turns to add when it's time to retension the spring. When the spring is completely unwound, you can remove the vice grips and cloth. Now we'll drill out the 3 rivet heads that hold the right cap to the end of the roller tube. After you drill out the first rivet, use a Sharpie to mark the cap and the roller to be sure they line up during reassembly. Then drill out the other 2 rivets. You may need a hammer and punch or a Phillips head screwdriver to knock out the back of the rivets. Once all 3 rivets are out, you can slide the spring mechanism out of the roller tube. Again, using your Sharpie, write the letter A next to the track that the awning is in, and a V next to the track for the decorative valance. This way we'll know which track to slide each bead into during reassembly. Don't worry about the letters being visible. They'll be covered by the end cap when we're finished. It's common for original awnings to have the bead cord clamped into the end caps. Since this is already a replacement awning, you can see where the original bead was already cut. If you're replacing original fabric, you may have to cut the cord to slide the roller off. You can use a utility knife or a small drill bit to do that. This is also the first time we've seen the awning and valance as separate pieces. They're usually connected, which can make it difficult to slide the roller tube off. If your fabric is connected here across this section of the roller, you can cut them apart from each other by running a utility knife down the entire length of the tube. Since this one is already two separate pieces, it's easy to slide the valance right out. With one person holding the fabric on the right side, you can now slide the roller tube out to the left. To slide the fabric out of the track on the RV, you'll need to remove the set screw. There may be one at each end. If you have gutter extensions, you'll probably need to remove the one on the side you're removing the fabric from. Remove the two screws that secure the top of the awning arm to the RV. We're sliding the awning out to the right, toward the front of the RV, which is most common, so we're removing the right arm. It might be preferable to slide it out to the left on some rigs. Release the bottom of the arm, lower it down, and set it out of the way. Now you can pull the old fabric out. If it's really old, it might take a firm pull to get it to start sliding in the track. At only 4 years old, the stitching in this inferior awning fabric was already starting to fall apart. Using a flat blade screwdriver, gently widen the opening in the track on the RV. File any sharp edges, and tape the corners to protect the new fabric from getting snagged or cut as you slide it into place. Spray the entire length of the track with silicone to make it easy to slide the new material in. Now it's time to install this beautiful new fabric. It's most easily done with 3 people, one on the ground handing the awning up, one feeding the bead into the track, and one pulling the leading edge. 2 people can do this, but it's a little easier with 3. Position the second ladder as needed to pull the fabric as it's being fed in from the other end. Once it's approximately centered, you can reinstall the awning arm. Click it into place at the bottom. Then reinstall the 2 screws at the top. Be sure to coat the threads with the appropriate caulk, like this ProFlex, to prevent leaks. After they're in, just wipe away any excess caulk. The bead cord that goes into the roller should stick out of the fabric by about an inch or so. If it's much longer than that, you can trim off the excess with a wire cutter. These are the perfect length and don't need trimming. Spray the entire length of both the A and V tracks on the roller tube with silicone. Hold the tube in place and start the bead cord into the appropriate tracks, A for awning and V for valance. It can be a little tricky getting them both lined up, but once they're started, it's easy to slide the entire length of the tube onto the fabric. Reinstall the right spring and end cap, making sure to line up the two marks you made on the cap and roller tube. Now it's time to install 3 brand new pop rivets to secure the cap and spring into place. Flip the awning control to the roll down position. Protect the bracket with your cloth again. Firmly lock the vice grips onto the bracket and begin retensioning the spring. Again, be sure to keep a firm grip on the pliers and roll the spring in the opposite direction from when you released it, which should be away from the RV. Count the number of turns to match the number you unwound it. If your awning needed a little help in retracting, this is the time to tighten the spring by adding a couple of extra turns. If you do add additional turns, do the same thing on the opposite end of the roller by clamping your vice grips onto the bracket, pulling the pin, tightening the spring, and then repinning it. Here's a little trick that will make the next step super easy. Note the position of the left bracket. The hole for the bolt is on the back, facing the RV, and the angle of the bracket is at about the 11 o'clock position. Make sure that the bracket on the right side of the tube matches it. Note that the hole for the bolt is on the back, and we've wound the spring until the bracket is at about the 1 o'clock position, which is parallel to the one on the other end. Now let's get the fabric as close to perfectly centered between the awning arms as we can, pulling it left or right in the track as needed. Then do the same thing on the roller, sliding it left or right as needed to get the same distance between the caps on both sides. With 2 people climbing the 2 ladders together, roll the fabric up onto the tube as you go. Be sure to unlatch the arms on your way up. Because we made sure the brackets are parallel to each other, inserting them back into the tops of the awning arms is a breeze. Reinstall the bolts into both the left and right side awning arms, securing the roller tube brackets back into place. With both of you holding the roller tube, remove the pick, which will release the left spring. Then allow the roller to retract against the side of the RV. It's normal for the arms to not line up perfectly just yet, as fine-tuning the alignment is usually needed. Slide the entire roller assembly left or right until the arms line up and close completely. Extend the awning normally and it should lay flat. Then retract it. If needed, extend and retract it again to get the fabric to roll up perfectly straight. Now you can reinstall the set screw into the awning track on the side of the RV to prevent the material from sliding left or right. Congratulations on your beautiful new awning, which will last far longer than the original. Tom and Cait's slide toppers were even nastier than their awning, so they replaced all 3 of them with brand new tough top fabric. To see their video about today's installation, check out their channel, Morton's on the Move, or their website, mortonsonthemove.com. If you're ready to replace your worn-out old fabric, we hope this video, and all the other awning and slide topper videos we've created, will help you go DIY, saving a ton of money, getting better quality results, and gaining the satisfaction of doing this rewarding job yourself. As always, safe travels and thanks for watching. We went too far. Put it back in, cut. Nice and slow. It doesn't like it, I'm gonna keep going, all right? Nice and slow. I am really screwing up here. A few years ago, we showed you how to replace the awning fabric on a carefree. No, this is not carefree.
Where's
I got it now.
Where's the iPhone?
Look at that camera work. Make love to the camera.
So Kate, how do you like the new fabric so far?
I love it.
Shame it's going to be so high up on the RV.
Yeah. Just want to wrap up in it and take a nap.
Tom, that's looking good.
Smelling good too.
Tyler, we have a new vinyl convert.
That's right. There's nothing like the smell of vinyl in the morning.
Alrighty, I'm rolling.